Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and today I'm here to talk about 10 horror movies that made my childhood. Now this is actually a video response to Bryn over at Horror Hands, who recently created this topic in a recent video, and I could relate a lot, and I thought it was an absolutely fantastic idea for a video, something a little bit different. So yeah, I could relate a lot to Bryn, and we actually had he showed a couple of movies that I'm about to show as well, which was awesome. But yeah, I'm not really going to talk too much about the movies themselves, because I'm sure most of you have seen pretty much all the films that I'm going to show. I'm more wanting to talk a little bit about my experiences with them, and kind of how they shaped me into the horror fan that I am as an adult. So before we get into that though, if you're not already subscribed to Bryn's channel, Horror Hands, I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. Please check him out. He's one of my favourite members of the horror community, a really good friend, and he uploads awesome content. So yeah, big fan of Bryn, so please check him out if you haven't already. Link will be in the description box below. Anyway, with that being said, let's get on with this video. And we're going to start where it all started for me. And I know I've mentioned this several times before, but I have to do it again for this video because it's kind of specific and important to this particular theme. The two first horror films that I can remember renting out when I was about 10 years old are these two. Child's Play and Child's Play 2. So Child's Play was the very first horror movie that I ever saw. However, Child's Play 2, the cover, was the very first horror movie cover that really drew me into a horror VHS. When I first started browsing the horror sections at my local video stores, a lot of stores had Child's Play 2, and this was definitely the cover that I was most drawn to at the time. From memory, I rented both of these out at the same time and obviously watched both of them. Phenomenal films, and I still absolutely love them to this day. So yeah, very, very important movies to my horror fandom, or these are really what got me into the genre and have helped mold me into the horror fan that I am today. So yeah, love these two movies. The next one I can remember renting out quite a bit, and that is People Under the Stairs. This was a pretty popular rental amongst me and friends. We used to watch these during sleepovers, and this one scared me when I first watched it. I can remember having some nightmares about people in my bedroom wall after watching this one for the first time. But yeah, this was another one that I can remember renting out a lot during the 90s. Love this one a lot. The next one was another staple, The Lost Boys. Not much to say about this one. It's my favourite vampire film of all time. I don't remember how I watched this, whether it was on VHS or on TV, but I can remember watching this quite often when I was younger. So I don't know, perhaps I recorded this one when it was on TV. But to me, this is extremely underrated. The Gate, it still remains one of my favourite sort of kid-friendly horror films to this day. I definitely think it is really, really underrated. So if you've never seen this one, I definitely highly recommend checking it out. It is a lot of fun. This was another staple, I think, for everyone that grew up during the 90s and was a horror fan. That is Hocus Pocus. The next one, I can definitely remember renting these out quite a lot, especially the first two movies, and that is Critters. Yep, this was another one that I instantly got attracted to via the cover art on the VHSs back in the day. So yeah, love Critters, and yeah, this was definitely one that I used to rent out a lot. You'll notice the lack of slashes in this. Yeah, I never really got into slashes till I was slightly older, believe it or not. Now the last three really played a key role. However, I was slightly older at the time these came out. The Frighteners. Now this was a big deal because this was actually filmed in my hometown where I grew up, in one of the seaside suburbs of Christchurch. This was filmed over in Littleton, and yeah, I can definitely remember when this first came out. It was during my first year of high school, I believe, and yeah, this was a big deal. So I remember seeing this one in theatres, and yeah, this was a pretty staple rental for me during high school. The next one was another high school staple for me, and that is Children of the Corn. I got so addicted not only to this movie but the franchise as a whole throughout pretty much all my high school years, from about 13, probably for the next couple of years till I was about 15 or 16. I would constantly rent out not only the original film but the franchise, and I got a bunch of my friends into it too. So yeah, a lot of fond memories with this movie and with this franchise. And the last movie is another one that I remember renting out first when I hit high school, and that is Bad Taste. This was another one that I can remember the cover definitely drawing me in. And this was another one that played a pretty significant part for me, because this was really the first movie that really got me interested in making my own movies. Just seeing how Peter Jackson was able to create something like this pretty much on a next to nothing budget in his own backyard really sort of inspired me to delve into filmmaking. Now, I never really got fully into it. I did take a course on it out of high school, but I never really bothered continuing it on or trying to pursue it. I have done a few short movies over the years, and it's definitely something that I want to start getting back into. But yeah, this definitely played a massive role into kind of really getting me interested in the art of filmmaking. So yeah, that is Bad Taste. So those are the 10 movies. I'm wanting to quickly mention a couple of television series because these also played a really big role in me being the horror fan that I am today. Goosebumps, this was a staple for me during the 90s, not only the television episodes but the books as well. I'm sure a lot of people are very well familiar with this series. Another one that I don't really hear too many people ever talk about, but I can remember watching this one on TV when I was younger, and that is Erie, Indiana, which is another really cool sort of horror themed television series. So there you go, Bryn, that is my response to your video. 10 horror movies that made my childhood. I hope you've enjoyed my response. Like I said, I thought this was an absolutely fantastic idea, and yeah, I had a lot of fun making this video. So guys, please get your responses in, because I'm definitely keen to hear what you have to say on this particular theme and the movies that you grew up on when you were younger. I think with the vast array of age ranges here on YouTube within the horror community, it could make for some pretty interesting and different choices in terms of the horror movies that we watched throughout our childhood. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Once again, if you're not already subscribed to Bryn's channel, the link will be left in the description box below, so head on over and check him out. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope everyone's keeping well and safe. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.